Welcome back to Great Day Tuscaloosa, Tuscaloosa City School Board District 4. Make sure I get that right. Kelly Horwitz joins us, and it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you have been, very interesting. If you keep a log of all your travels and different places that you've lived.
Well, I should. I have to say, I recently was admitted to the Alabama Bar, and they require you to list every place you've lived, and it was quite an undertaking. But I got it done, and I've been admitted, so it was a worthwhile venture.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you were born in a state that I know would love to visit, and that's Maine. That's where you started home?
There is a lot of similarity between the part of Maine where I grew up, at least, in Alabama. I grew up in western Maine, which is rural. It's very much forests and paper mills and sportsmen. My first vehicle was a pickup truck with a gun rack. So
not Sarah Palin, are you?
I'm not. But we do have a few ways
yes,
in which we're
exactly,
like.
Exactly.
So I feel very much at home in Alabama, and that's one reason that we chose to move here.
Well, that's great, we're thrilled that you chose Tuscaloosa to raise your family. You came from, I think, from Los Angeles here. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, with a brief stop in Indiana in between, but we had been living in Los Angeles. And my daughter was born very prematurely, and that was about the time when Alabama called and offered my husband a job at the law school. And it seemed like a sign that it was time to pick up and move somewhere that was more family-friendly, a good place to raise our children, and we have been thrilled by Tuscaloosa in our time here.
Well, that's terrific, and you live in a beautiful historic district, and that's something that's really showcased for our city. The area and the homes there are just really beautiful.
We love downtown, and it's just got that community feeling that we were looking for when we moved to Tuscaloosa. We love walking to the football games, and I'm always out with the kids in the stroller going to get the groceries, and it's very, very family-friendly and convenient.
That's terrific. Now, you have two children.
Two children.
Two?
Samantha is 3.5.
3.5.
And Isaac is 8 months.
8 months. Good gracious. And so obviously, you know, that there'll be the city school system, the public school system is obviously very important to you.
Absolutely.
Before you know it, they'll be enrolling in the schools.
Absolutely.
When did you make your decision to run?
I'd say it was a process that spanned the last couple of years. As a mother with small children, I'm always out in the community doing children's activities and interacting with other parents. And I've heard a lot of things about what people like in the school system and a lot about what they'd like to see done differently. And then my son was born last November, gave me an additional reason to be interested in the school system. So I formally filed, obviously, in July, but I've been laying the groundwork for quite a while, meeting with people, talking with people who have been educators, property owners, students, people at the university, all areas of the community about ways in which we can move our school system forward.
What are some of some concerns that you're hearing and some things that you'd like to address if elected?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my vision. I think that it's great that we have what's known as the capstone in our backyard. It is the pride of Alabama to have the University of Alabama right here. And you would think with such a fabulous institution in our backyard that our public schools should be among the best in the state. And right now they're not. In fact, there's one ranking that puts us in the bottom 15% in the state. We have a great rivalry with Auburn in football, and I'd love to see us take that to our school system because Auburn is ranked among the top 15% in the state. There are a lot of things that we do right, but I think that we can do better, and it's not certain schools that just need to do better. I think across the board, even our best performing schools are not yet among the best in the state, and that's what we need to aim for all of our children.
I know that one of the concerns I hear from parents that there's so many changes that go on in the school system. Just when you get comfortable, I used to be a magnet school, for example, at Central, and then the Montessori school at University Place, and then you get them there and they're happy and you're happy, and then all of a sudden the Montessori school's gone and the magnet school's gone, and a lot of changes like that. That can be very disruptive.
Absolutely.
And I think that may be one of the reasons why our enrollment in the city schools is not where we would like it to be.
That's true. That's certainly a valid concern. I know a lot of parents in my downtown district are excited about the magnet school. And I think one of the things we need to do as a school board is really exercise oversight and be out there making sure that these new plans fulfill their promises to the parents so that they can count on that when they make that plan for their children. But Kip, I don't by any means claim to have all the answers. I think an important thing that we need to do, and this is one thing that I hear from parents, is we need to involve the community more. We need to get out there and survey people, and it has to be school specific. Some schools have strengths in one area and weaknesses in others. I think each school needs to bring its parents and its students and its community together and say, what are we doing right and what can we do better? And once we identify what it is that a particular school wants to do better, there are lots of models out there for how to get on that path to raising the standards for every school. And along those lines, that's what I'm trying to do with my candidacy. Tomorrow night, I'm having a parents forum at the Tuscaloosa Library, the main library, to start inviting parents in and have this discussion. You know, what do you like, what don't you like, and how can we make it better?
That's a great idea. And that will be at the library starting at what time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
And we'll have some refreshments, and we'll have some people on hand to help tend to kids if people need to bring their kids along. So.
You know,
hope to see him there.
One of the things that, well, that sounds great. That's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at the library. And one of the concerns I have as a councilman, you know, we made such a huge commitment to go to three separate high schools. I look back now, and I was always an advocate just for 2 schools. I think maybe 3 was stretching a little bit. But the fact that our municipality, this government, one thing I'm very proud of, we give the second highest amount of money, additional besides the tax money that the city schools bring in, but an additional $3 million plus another almost $500,000 to pre-K, so that there can be every AP course available, every international baccalaureate program. And I talked to my good friend at the county schools, which the county school system is a wonderful system. But Dr. Costanzo said I would give anything if we had that type of backing, especially in times like this, times like these in proration. And I don't think they maybe fully promote it, or the fact that you can get this and this in the city school system because of the involvement of the local government.
And that's great. It raises 2 great points. One is, I think as a school board we need to do a better job of getting our message out there, and in particular taking advantage of technology. Right now, if parents want to get on the email list for the school board, they actually have to physically go to the superintendent's office and give them their email address. And I'm a busy parent. I know what it's like when you finally get the kids to bed and you're sitting at home in front of your computer and you think, I just want to sign up for an email. I can't physically go over there right now. So there are ways in which we can use technology. We could broadcast the proceedings like you do at City Council. That brings it out to the public more. So we need to do a better job communicating, and we are blessed that we have those additional resources here in Tuscaloosa. And in this fiscal climate, we're not going to be able to throw more money at the areas that we want to improve. We have to think strategically. And that's where I think that our community and the unique resources come into play. I think we need to go to a place like the university and say, here's what we've identified for this school. They want an arts program. Can you get your drama department to help us out, or your grad students? We could go to the business community and say, can you come in and do a science project with this class to really give them the hands-on experience that we'd like to bring to the classroom? Those are concrete ways that the community can step forward, and I know they'd love to step forward if they just are guided to the ways in which they can help.
I agree. We should take better advantage, I guess, of the University of Alabama being just right, like I said, in our back door, and as well as Stillman College and Shelton State Community College. There's so many great educational resources here for our secondary, and elementary and secondary schools. Now, if someone would like to help you out in your quest to be the city school board member from District 4, how's the best way to get in touch with you? And I guess tomorrow they could come meet you at the library, first of all, tomorrow night. That would be great. Yes, again, tomorrow at the main library at 6 o'clock. But if people can't be there, they can check out my website, which is www.kellyhorwitz, K-E-L-L